Hey y'all, I'm the head librarian. My name is Mr. Mall, and you're watching Library Matters. Got a great episode for you today. We're joined today by our special guest, Rue. We're going to find out who won the Pura Belpre Awards and honors for books for young children. We're going to check in on the Book Nook crew to learn a little bit more about the parts of a book. And we'll see a book trailer, Remember, which was written by Joy Harjo and illustrated by Michaela Goad. This book won the American Indian Youth Literature Honors for 2024. I believe Rue has a little something to share with us as well. But first, trivia. I'd like to welcome to the show Rue. Rue is the son of Kanga, who some of you might remember from when she visited us a while back. Rue and Kanga are both characters from A.A. Milne's classic children's novel, Winnie the Pooh. Rue also appeared in the sequel called The House on Pooh Corner. Rue, I understand you wanted to tell the children something?
That's right, Mr. Mole. Today I wanted to tell your library patrons about the word sequel. You mentioned earlier that I was in two different books, Winnie the Pooh and The House at Pooh Corner. You mentioned that The House at Pooh Corner was the sequel to Winnie the Pooh. Sequels are books that come after other books and tell more of the same story, or tell more about the same characters. The Harry Potter series also has sequels. The first book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, is followed by several other books that are sequels to that first book. Or maybe you know the Knuffle Bunny books. Knuffle Bunny, a cautionary tale, is followed by the sequels, A Case of Mistaken Identity and Knuffle Bunny Free. When we read a story that we really love, it's always a good question to ask if the story has any sequels. Chances are, if we love the first one, we'll love the sequels. If you're looking for a book that has sequels, make sure to ask your librarian for suggestions.
That's good advice, Rue. Well, it's time to head back to the American Library Association Youth Media Awards. Today we'll find out who won the Pura Belpre Award and honors. The Pura Belpre Award is given out every year to books with Latine authors and Latine characters.
I would like to now introduce David Lopez, President of Reforma, the National Association to promote library and information services to Latinos and Spanish-speaking, who will announce the awards in both English and Spanish.
Thank you, Colleen. It is an absolute pleasure to be here with you today. The Pura Belpre Award is co-sponsored by ALSC, YALSA, and Reforma, an affiliate of the American Library Association. Reforma works to recruit bilingual and bicultural library professionals and support staff, and supports the development of library services and programs that meet the needs of the Latino community. Now on with today's announcement, which I will present in both English and Spanish. All right. The committee chose 3 Pura Belpre honor books for illustration. El comité seleccionó 3 libros de honor Pura Belpre en la categoría de ilustración. Mi papá es un agrícola, my father the farm worker. Ilustrado por José B. Ramírez, escrito por J. Roman Pérez Varela y publicado por Lil Libros. Papá's Magical Water Jug Clock, ilustrado por Eliza Kinks, escrito por Jesús Trejo y publicado por Minerva, sello de Astra Books for Young Readers, división de Astra Publishing House. And Remembering, ilustrado por Adriana M. García, escrito por Selena González y publicado por Simon & Schuster Books for Young Readers, marca de Simon & Schuster Children's Publishing Division. And now I am pleased to announce the winner of the Pura Belpre Award for Illustration. Y ahora me complace anunciar el ganador del Premio Pura Belpre de Ilustración. Ready, y'all? Mexikid, a graphic memoir, ilustrado y escrito por Pedro Martín y publicado por The Dial Books for Young Readers, marca the Penguin Random House. The committee selected 5 Pura Belpre Children's Author Honor Books. El comité seleccionó 5 libros de honor Pura Belpre en la categoría de autor de libros infantiles. Alebrijes, escrito por Donna Barba Higuera y publicado por Ladín Querido. Aniana del Mar Jumps In, escrito por Jasmine Méndez y publicado por Dial Books for Young Readers, marca The Penguin Random House. Benita y las criaturas nocturnas, escrito por Mariana Llanos, ilustrado por Cocoreto y publicado por Barefoot Books. Papa's Magical Water Jug Clock, escrito por Jesús Trejo, ilustrado por Eliza Kinks y publicado por Minerva, sello de Astra Books for Young Readers, división de Astra Publishing House. Y Something Like Home, escrito por Andrea Beatriz Arango y publicado por Random House Children's Book, division de Penguin Random House. This year's Pura Belpre for Children's Book is... Este año el ganador del premio Pura Belpre en la categoría de autor de libros infantiles es Mexikid, a graphic memoir, escrito e ilustrado por Pedro Martín y publicado por Dial Books for Young Readers, marca The Penguin Random House. Award Chair Eileen Makoff and the committee, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your work. Gracias por todo su trabajo.
Remember, as always, if you can't find any of these award winners in your school library, you should definitely check out your public or county library. Now let's head on back to Book Nook to learn about a different part of the book.
Not much, Mr. Mall. My dad came up with an idea for a pie made up of lots of little pies. He's calling it Pie Pie. I doubt anything will come of it, though. He's always coming up with zany ideas like that.
He sounds like a dreamer, Ilsa, and the world needs dreamers. Someday you'll finally appreciate him, I hope.
I guess so. Maybe when my prefrontal cortex fully develops.
Hey, Ilsa, do you want to learn a new hum I came up with?
Sure.
Try it.
Hey, you two. What are you doing?
Oh, whiling away our carefree days, PJ. Just whiling away. What's up with you?
Well, Mr. Mall, I've been reading a lot more books lately, and I don't like to miss anything, so I've been reading every page in the book. But there's this funny little page near the front that doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't have anything to do with the story.
PJ, I think you're talking about the copyright page, and it's no laughing matter. Let's use one of my patented cutaways to take a look and see if that's what you mean.
That's the page, Mr. Mall. You said it's called the copyright page? But what is it for?
Well, PJ, this page gives us all the information we need to know who deserves credit for making this book. That's what copyright is all about. You know, who owns the right to use the book and for what purpose? It's important to know that sort of thing, you know. When you're a little bit older, you may even need it for school assignments and the like.
Can you explain the important parts?
Sure. Near the top, you'll often see the name of the publishing company that published the book. In this case, the publisher is Free Spirit Publishing, Incorporated.
What's a publisher?
Well, when an author writes a book, they have to take it to a publisher if they want anybody else to read it. A publisher prepares books and issues them to be sold at bookstores. If not for them, authors would just have to put their books in old trunks and chests for future generations to find at flea markets.
By the way, sorry for interrupting.
Thanks for apologizing, but you don't need to feel bad about asking questions. Anyway, after the name of the publisher, we see their address. This is included in case we need to write them to ask for permission to use the book in some way. We're allowed to read the book to ourselves and others, but the copyright prohibits us from using it to make money or to reproduce it for any other purpose. Above that, we see the actual copyright holders. You can see that the text, otherwise known as the words, were copyrighted by Melina Mungal, and the illustrations, otherwise known as the pictures, were copyrighted by Ken Daly. Do you see that little C with a circle around it?
Yes.
That's the symbol for copyright. Then down below that we see more words about what the copyright means. Do you see where it says all rights reserved?
Yeah. What does that mean?
It means basically the same thing as copyright. We're not allowed to do anything with this book except to read it to ourselves or to other people. And we're definitely not allowed to pretend we wrote it ourselves or try to make money off of it, unless we get permission from the copyright holder. Below that is a lot more information that we might need or find interesting. But it's not really important unless you are curious as to how the book was made or where you might go to find more information about it.
Wow, Mr. Mall. Thanks for telling me about the copyright page. I can see that it's not a funny little page after all, but do I still have to read it in the future?
No, PJ. Not unless you want to. It's there as a reference in case you need it, but if you're just reading a book for fun, you can skip right past it.
Just don't skip past me in the lunch line.
It was only that one time.
Oh, PJ. Well, we learned a lot today, and we had a lot of fun, too. If you haven't tried humming your day away at least once in your life, you haven't lived. I hope you, like PJ, learned a lot about the copyright page of a book, and I hope that you, unlike PJ, always wait your turn in the lunch line. I'm not one to philosophize, but it seems to me that the world would be a lot more interesting if people weren't always in such a rush to eat their lunch. In any case, I know that singing can be a good way to remember new things. So I wrote a little song to help you remember the part of the book called the copyright page. It goes a little something like this. Copyright page. Copyright page. Copyright page, copyright page, copyright page. It's here you'll find the writer. They wrote the book at night, or they wrote the book in daytime. They own the copyright. Copyright page. Copyright page. Copyright page, copyright page, copyright page. You'll also find the drawer. They're called the illustrator. They draw, they paint, they color. Sometimes they do collage. Copyright page. Copyright page. Copyright page, copyright page, copyright page. You'll also see publishers. They edit, print, and cover the books that you will love or decide they're not for you. Copyright page. Copyright page. Copyright page, copyright page, copyright page.
Last, but not least, let's watch the book trailer for the book Remember, which was written by Joy Harjo and illustrated by Michaela Goad. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank our guest Rue for teaching us the new word, sequel. We also learned who won the Pura Belpre Award and the honors for 2024. Additionally, we learned about the copyright page of a book from the Book Nook crew. Finally, we got to watch a book trailer for Remember, which was written by Joy Harjo and illustrated by Michaela Goad. Until next time, like to remind you to thank your librarian today and every day. See you soon.